All right, so we're going to watch Olivia Juliana's response to being named in the ad in Wired. And I just want you to see how many times she has to edit or cut something out when all she's doing is stating the truth, right? Let's watch, and I'll count with you.
Lies. The article that Taylor Lorenz wrote about me and a number of other content creators who are part of the Chorus cohort is filled with factual inaccuracies.
And he thinks I'm super cool. Sure, Jan.
First and foremost, we are not paid to make content. We are not paid by the Democratic Party. Chorus does not have any creative control over any of the content that I make, over any of the people that I talk to, and they have never and will never tell me what I can or cannot say. The contract that we sign does not pay us for content. It is the same as somebody giving seed money to a small business to build their infrastructure so that that business can go on to be self-sustaining in the future. That is effectively what Chorus is. It offers small creators and content creators.
Dave Pacman is not a small creator. So that's bullshit.
Technical trainings and operational guidance on how to build their own long-term self-sustainable platforms. If you want to get into the weeds about all of those...
Okay, so that's her excuse. Now, remind you, she said something in there. She says that Chorus has no control over what she does, right? You heard that. You heard that too, right? Okay. Okay, so this is a different creator. She has something to say, and she totally says the opposite of what Juliana just says. All right, remember, Juliana says that nobody had any control over her, and perhaps she's telling the truth. Maybe her contract was different, but she didn't say that. She didn't say that her contract allowed her to do whatever she wanted. This creator has a different contract, and she'll explain it in just a moment. Watch.
Cohort. In the contract I signed, there is some language that says, hey, please, like, before you make a public statement about what Chorus is, just check with us. The reason for that is that...
Okay, just check with us before you make a statement about what Chorus is. That's what she just said. Now she's going to give you the reasoning behind that, and it doesn't make any damn sense.
That, as the article states, there's over 90 influencers in the program, many of whom have very small accounts and joined the program to get like mentorship and happen to be immigrants or trans in a red state, right? And like already happen to be kind of in extra danger right now. And so the goal with the like, please check with us clause was to make sure that small creators who already had targets on their back weren't accidentally like featured on a huge page and then suddenly had an onslaught of threats from the right. Chorus has never been kept.
Well, she said two different things. First, she started out with, the reason why you had to check with Chorus before you could tell anybody what Chorus was is because if you featured a gay, a trans, a minority on your page, they could be harassed. What? That don't make no sense. No, the reason they don't want you to know what Chorus is, what does that have to do with the creators? Those creators are putting themselves out there every day. And the whole reason for this program is to give them the exposure. But you don't want her to expose or give them the exposure. What? That makes no sense. That's doublespeak. This one's the real kicker here. Listen to this.
Number 2, according to copies of the contract viewed by Wired, creators in the program must funnel all bookings with lawmakers and political leaders through Chorus. No, again, I literally have the contract right here.
Yes, she's showing us a segment of the contract. A piece. A paragraph. But she won't move her big-ass head from that screen. I can't read what it says below. And it says, I do make out the word payments. That's kind of important, because we all know how contracts work. It could say one thing up on top, but if you read further down in the contract, it totally changes the meaning of what's up on the top, right? I know that. You know that. She knows that. That's why she will not take her face out of the screen. There's not a one chance that you're able to pause and read this entire page.
Section of the contract.
Once again, we get the contract, but she will not move here. And I'll even move this screen up so you can see it. Oh, let me get this in here for you. Look right here. She will not move that noggin.
Right, that confirms that. It says they want you to disclose to Chorus any engagement with government officials related to Chorus's policy agenda. That contractor, that's me, I'm the contractor, arranges through other...
She is not moving that head. She's reading what's on top of the screen, but she refuses to move that noggin.
Like a fly,
You get your ass hit out the way before we crash. Damn it.
You mad 'cause
So let's go over here. Let's go to David Pacman. Let's see what he has to say.
foremost, this group has nothing to do with the foremost. This group has nothing to do with the DNC. People writing saying the Democratic Party is telling people what to say. At its base, the group has nothing to do with the DNC, period. Number two, I do not get clearance for anything I say. I do not run interview questions by anyone at Chorus.
You don't need to, David. They already know that you're willing to follow the party line. You're willing to suck that blue dick to completion. They already know that. You're the good little boy. Good little Davy. All right? You literally turned your back on people when they were being genocide. That's when I blocked your ass. That's when I was done. Oh, come on, bro.
I don't tell Chorus when I'm going to be doing an interview. Not a single segment I have done.
So David doesn't have to tell them anything. But other creators do, apparently.
Not a single question I've ever asked a guest has anything to do with Chorus. They don't tell me what to talk about. They don't tell me who to interview. They don't tell me how to cover a story. There are no restrictions of any kind on my content. I've never covered a story because Chorus suggested I do it. I've never not covered a story.
Well, this makes him sound even worse because now all of his shrilling for Israel was done on his own behalf. Like, he wanted to do it. He's proud of himself for doing that. I mean, he wasn't just trying to feed his family. He did this on his own. And that, my friends, sociopath. Total sociopath. Sociopath is created by society. He is a sociopath created by the internet, by YouTube. Awful human being. I hope only the worst.